Okay, that's gonna be.
Oh, sorry. So welcome to the 2025 forum. My name is James Cooper. I am the president and CEO of Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce. And I am happy that we're here today with Janeen and Janeen to hear some wonderful news about programs they're working on. And I will not take away any of their thunder. So I'm going to hand it over to Lori, our committee chair.
Great. Thanks, James. So I'll go ahead and call this to order. And again, welcome to the both of you, Janeen and Jamie, to share some really important information with the Chamber. And as James noted, this will be recorded and available to folks later. It's a tough time of year with double booking, triple booking, all that good stuff. So we're all suffering from that. But thank you for taking your time today to chat with us a little bit about the Pleasanton Unified School District's workability programs for students and adults with disabilities. And so with that, I'm going to let the two of you, Janeen, I obviously know you really well. I have met Jamie a couple of times. I'll let you guys introduce yourself and the program, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Lori. Am I sharing yet?
If you're ready to share, we can go ahead and share.
Okay. So, oh, share screen, got it. Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. This large crowd we have today.
I know, it's a sellout.
It is, yeah. Yeah, we had no more tickets left.
Yeah, everybody's out there.
So I'm Janeen Rubino-Brumm, and I'm the workability specialist for PUSD. And Jamie is
The Adults with Disabilities Transition Specialist.
the mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to tell you about both of our programs. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so first of all, I have a picture of you and one of our high school students. So I work with all high school students at Amador, Foothill, and Village. And we place students in jobs to gain great job experience so that to ease their transition when they leave high school into the real adult world. So first I'll start off with a picture. This is a couple of our students working at Pet Supplies Plus. And right now they are taking dead fish out of fish tanks because somebody has to do that at the store. And that was one of their tasks at Pet Supplies Plus, and still is.
And can I just say that he is now employed by the school district?
Yes, Jeremy with the ponytail is now in the internship.
Oh, no,
He's employed in his school.
as a child educator,
And it's
assistant,
like a parent.
an assistant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the mission is we provide high school students in special ed, which means you have to have an IEP. And having an IEP runs the gamut from everything from nonverbal, autistic students, all the way up to neurotypical students that might just have dyslexia or processing disorder and everything in between. All those students with IEPs, if you have an IEP, we can serve you. And we give them experiences to help them get employment when they leave high school. And other things that we do are, we work on career exploration, which is what we're doing right now, going into classrooms, doing career assessments, exploring different careers based on their results. Like if they have a certain result saying they're a builder or they're a thinker or they're social or they want more responsibility, then they take those results, they put them into a career exploration software, and they look at all the different jobs that match what their results are. And it gets them thinking about different things that maybe they haven't thought about. And we do that every year. We go into every classroom in all 3 high schools that have special education students in there. And that's what we're doing right now in the beginning of the year. We also follow up with students a year after they leave high school, and we call them and see how they're doing. And we either talk to the former student or their parent and ask how they're doing. And the California Department of Education likes to keep up on students to see how the workability program can help them a year after high school. And then I just love this quote so much. With the support of family, school, and the community, we can assist students in making a successful transition to employment, lifelong learning, and quality of life. And I think that tripod of family, school, and community is vital for our students. Here is another one of our students bagging groceries at Safeway. And he has graduated and he is working at Safeway and going to a junior college right now. Great kid, we miss him. So what does workability offer students? So we help them search for jobs. We have a page on our website that shows jobs, local jobs that are hiring right now. We call them 3 times a year to make sure they're still hiring, and then we keep them on our page. So for example, I had a senior come in yesterday to my office, and we sat down together and we scrolled through all the companies that are hiring. And I sat next to her and helped her apply for a few jobs for her very first time. Because, yes,
Where are you pulling those jobs from?
locally,
I know that
downtown, the mall,
you're pulling them down from an internet-based service or?
just jobs that of companies that we know like to hire high school students.
Okay,
And
so this is a list you created
yes.
through your outreach.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would say there's over 100 companies right now listed on our website of companies that are hiring. I mean, there are everything from restaurants to pet stores to bookstores.
Jump in again.
Yes.
Have you used the chamber to reach out to the business community and ask them to participate in these programs? I know you're talking about this, but it just seems like, because when you talk about the job list itself, right, where the job's coming from, that's a huge part. I mean, it's the foundation for everything. So
Right.
there's a lot more jobs than 100 companies, and so I'm just wondering if there's more companies that would be willing to hire,
Mhm.
and maybe this is something that the chamber needs to be pushing. We're doing some
We would love that.
stuff now, right now, kind of on this tangent where we're focusing on this connection between the business community and the students. So,
Right.
just sorry to jump in. But
No, please do.
I want to
Please do.
the list of jobs that are available.
Yeah, I know that both of us would love to sit down and coordinate with that.
Okay.
And I can show you the companies that are on my list. And Jamie can do the same, and then we can see who else is out there.
Yeah, we can do some general outreach through chamber resources like we're doing, and then get more specific kinds of
Right.
things. But certainly, and since we're putting the clarion call out there right now,
Right.
hey, pay attention, students need, your attention
Mhm.
to this. Here's another part of it.
Right. And this job list is for any high school student that wants to look for a job versus the list of companies where we actually place students and they go to work during the school day with the job coach. So 2 different lists.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay. Interrupt all you want, because I don't want you to forget your questions later if you don't ask them now. So we also help students apply for jobs. Like I said, we help them create resumes. I have been able to help a lot of students create a resume that don't have any work experience at all. And there's so many things and soft skills that you can put on there, and gardening and babysitting that they never thought of. As well as students that have had jobs before. I help them create their resumes. We do lots of mock interviews for students before they have an interview. And we practice. I give them commonly asked interview questions. We practice with them so that when they go in, they can do a really great job and ace the interview, because we all know how stressful that is, whether you're in high school or in your 50s. Self-advocacy tips if they're having any kind of issues at work, or should I tell my boss about my disability, or should I keep that to myself? We talk about that as well, and how that can hurt or hinder you. And ultimately, it's up to it's the decision of the student, but I talk to them about both sides of that. Work site retention, job retention. I do a lot of presentations on laws for minors, what a job permit means, why you have to have one, how late can you work if you're 17 years old versus 18? Can you work a forklift if you're 16? For those that want to work at Home Depot or Rikers, you have to be 18 to work a forklift. So things like that. You can't do a box crusher at a grocery store. And most students don't know this information, and a lot of employers don't know this information either. So, okay, so that's what we do. Last year, our biggest get was the Metal Up Dairy. And it is, of course, the most wanted job position of any of our students. So these are workability students that we have placed in a job with a job coach. And they have learned to make Frosties, they are making change. with the customers, and they just love it. And the dairy staff loves having our students there. They are so helpful. As you can see in this first picture, he works for the dairy, and these guys just love helping our students. And they all share the tips. And so that's a really big deal too. Yeah, it's such a fun job.
Our intern that was here, he's working there.
Really?
Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. That's so great. Such a fun place to work, except when it's 110.
Yes.
So, safe, sanitary, and appropriate behavior is required for our workability students. They have to have an IEP, like I said earlier. And when I'm talking about these students, these are the ones we place in a job. They leave school during the school day once a week. They work with the job coach for an hour at a local business. Then we bring them back to school and they finish out their school day. They have to be at least 16 years old and have a work permit. If they're under 18, understand basic safety skills, for example, not being a runner, not run around with a knife, all that kind of stuff. Exhibit a desire, they have to have a desire to work. So when I get referrals from teachers for students that they think would be good in our program, I go interview them. Because I want to make sure they want to work. I want to make sure it's not just the teacher or the parent that wants them to work. Because if they don't want to work, they're not going to enjoy it. They're not going to do a good job. And it's not going to be a win-win situation. They have to have good attendance at school and at least a 2.0 GPA. And there's lots of forms that their parents have to fill in, but that's a waste of time.
I've got more forms.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. So here's one of our students, Marlo, and she is folding towels at the Bay Club. And this year at the Bay Club, we actually have upped our game, and they have job tasks and students sign in, so they feel more official. They sign out. They're out in the club more instead of just in the back doing laundry, because we want our students to be seen. We want them working beside their typical peers. That is community integrated employment, CIE.
Competitive, yeah.
Competitive,
Yeah,
thank you.
it's all right.
And so they're doing a lot more at Bay Club now than they ever were before, which Bay Club is such a great partner of ours. So they are referred to me by their case manager, school staff, or any members of the IEP team. And then I look through their IEP, I check out their behaviors, I look at their grades, their attendance, and I interview them before bringing them on. The students that always get to work are our 18 to 22-year-old students in the transition program at Village. These are students that received a certificate of completion and not a diploma. So they stay in the district until they're 22. And they are in the transition program, learning vocational skills, life skills, social skills for when they leave the district at 22 to help them have a smooth transition into adulthood. Then we take high school seniors, and then we take juniors. Here is a picture of a student last year tucking in fabric at Janeen Fabrics. Our students that are interested in art and creativity love working at Janeen Fabrics because there's so much colorfulness there and lots to do with art and being crafty. It's a fun place to work. So what does workability provide to local businesses? The workers are excited to be there. They are, for most of them, for all of them, it's their first job. So they're very excited to be there. They're always there with the job coach who's watching them, and they're the liaison between the business owner and the student and myself. And wages are paid by Pleasanton Unified School District, as well as the workers' comp insurance. So the businesses are getting help with their business, and they're not paying for any of it. Wow. Employers are consistently reporting that their other employees and customers love seeing our students in their businesses. And it's a great thing for them to say, hey, I promote the USD's workability program, and we are helping these students get experience so that they can work for the rest of their life and have a good quality of life. So it's a win-win for everybody. Local businesses that our students are currently placed at. Bay Club, we just brought on the city of Pleasanton. This year, they were with us before pre-pandemic, but we just got them back this year. And we have Calipe Senior Center, the library, we have the Pleasanton Police Department, which is so exciting, El Viso Adobe Community Park, and the Harrington Gallery Firehouse Art Center. So we're very excited to place students at these new locations this year. Gay 90s Pizza, Grocery Outlet, Joanne Fabrics, the Dairy, Pet Supplies Plus, Pleasanton Golf Center, Porky's, Safeway, Sidetrack. And vocational volunteer places are Stone Ridge Creek Senior Center, Sunflower Hill Garden, and then Walgreens is also a paid site. So we have lots of sites to choose from for our students. Great community partners. These are two students working at Grocery Outlet, creating new tags. They have these little machines, the students love using them. And they put the information in, and the tag comes out, and they put it up, and they really enjoy doing that. Grocery Outlet has been a fantastic partner. You guys probably know Richard, the owner. He just loves our program, and he gets so excited when students are ready to come back. And that's me. If you have any other questions about how you can help our program, and if you'd like to be a business involved, we'd love to talk to you. And now,
So how many, what sort of percentage of the eligible students are actually working with your program?
well, so with my grants, it's a fully grant funded program. We have to serve 315 students at least with IEPs. And serving means everything from career exploration, career assessments, helping them, like I said earlier, with resumes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Out of about a little over 400 students in special ed, we have to serve 315.
Okay.
The students that I actually placed to go to work during the day, this year I have almost 50.
So
I
that
used
means,
to have 40, now it's up to 50.
so how many job coaches does it take to support that? That's
Well, so I have 2 job coaches in my office at Amador, and they take the students from Amador and Foothill to work. The students in the transition program at Village, the paraprofessionals that are working in the classroom, and the teachers take them to work.
Okay.
And they act as job coaches when they are at work sites.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the students at Foothill and Amador are driven to work in the job coaches' personal cars. Yeah.
So do you have enough jobs for students that are ready, or are you always thinking more?
Always want more, just to have more of a variety.
Yeah.
Of different types of work to do, like the police department is great because part of that job will be office administration work. And this is the first job I have that offers that type of work. Plus, they might be able to work some police cars too, which I think some students will really dig. So yeah, always try, and Jamie will tell you the same thing, always trying to get a wide variety to choose from. So I would say for me, we never have too many, and you're probably gonna,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
okay, Jamie's up.
All right, so I'm Jamie Renton. I'm the Adults with Disabilities Transition Specialist.
More people on.
Oh, good.
Hello.
That's great.
Never heard.
Hey, guys.
Oh, who's this Herb Ritter? I've never heard of him.
Now,
And
he's
That'll
new
be-
to this.
Yeah.
Meeting ran late. Good to hear you guys.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Hi, Alkin, can you introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, sure. Hi. So actually, I was trying to understand my calendar. So my name is Alkan. I am founder and CEO of mailsoftware.com. So I am a small business actually in San Ramon, California. So I think I'm just a visitor here. Yeah. So good to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you for jumping in today, Alkin.
You bet.
Sure.
Nice to see you too, Herb.
All right, no, that's great. Awesome. So I'm with Pleasanton Adult and Career Education, which is part of PUSD. I usually lead with, though, that I am part of Pleasanton Adult and Career Education, because if I used to lead that I was with PUSD, Pleasanton School District. But then people would always come back and say, so I don't, work with minors. And I would come back and say, no, I only work with adults. And they would say, again, I don't work with minors. And I would say, I don't either. So now I only say, I am with Pleasanton Adult and Career Education, and it's really helped alleviate anything. So it's not a dig to PUSD, it's just helps clarify the population that I work with. So I only work with adults. My program is funded through the Regional Center, Department of Rehabilitation, and we'll get started. So here is one of my interns who is answering the phone at Struzzi's Chamber of Business. And he just loves customer service. We actually went to dinner together on his first, they hired him. And so we went to, Janeen and I went to dinner with our husbands on Michael's first day of work.
He did great.
He did great.
Good.
So he was the host, he sat us down and told us what that, yeah, he gave us our menus, it was great. So he's actually continuing with us this year, which is not normal, but he loves customer service so much that I felt like I didn't give him enough of that. And so he's doing a front desk position at the DoubleTree, which is something we've never done before. And so the new general manager at the DoubleTree, Ronald, was Ron, he likes to go by, was totally open to that. And it's brand new. They've been a partner of ours since our inception, but he was open to that. So Michael is interning at the front desk. And he's like, he loves to give 5-star customer service. So that's super exciting for us. So the paid internship program is, it's a 9-month internship program. We have 3 rotations. So we start in September, we just started last week, and then we go through May. So each rotation is about 10 weeks long. Each intern gets 3 different business experiences. They get 3 different work sites. We emphasize like, what are your interests? What are your skills and abilities? You know, what are the program needs? What businesses, what do they need? The goal is to give each intern as many transferable work skills as possible to be able to, at the end of the 9-month program, get them a job. And that is the goal, to be able to get them a job. So some of the sites, actually, I think I have a better list later on, but some of the sites that we have, I mentioned DoubleTree, they've been with us from the beginning. PUSD has various sites. We have like a custodial, we have a couple custodial sites. We have child nutrition services, lots of various office workers, and some groundskeeping, so various sites of PUSD. Black Tie Transportation has been with us for a couple of years, and that's been a really good site. Crown Trophy has been with us from the beginning, and you might notice that there's a trend here, chamber businesses. I will say that being a chamber member has been invaluable to me I mean, it's really been helpful. That's where I've gotten most of my businesses from.
Oh, same.
Yeah,
Same for
like
me.
it's
Absolutely.
been absolutely invaluable to me. I don't know where else I would have gone. So, City of Pleasanton, Gingerbread Preschool, Mochiholic. I met her last year through Leadership Pleasanton. And oh my gosh, my intern who loves it there. Okay, last week they had an order for 2,500 donuts. I don't even know how many eggs she cracked. And she did not complain once. I was like, that's great. They had, yeah, it was their biggest order ever. And Omron Robotics has been a partner for 3 years with us. Again, met them when they had their mixer. And so we have an intern in their warehouse and on their production line. And I shouldn't say this because it's not sealed yet, but they've offered a job to one of my interns full time.
Wow.
So he's going through the process right now, full time, first time it's happened. I mean, we had lots of part times, but no, not full time. STEAM Preschool is part of PUSD, but I've separated it because it's unique, because it's unique because they have a lot more stringent requirements. So our interns will have to go through separate fingerprinting than even you and I have to go through as PUSD employees, so it'll be more stringent. Strizzy's Restaurant, Richard's Lumber, Ace Hardware, love having them. There's just such a variety of things they do. I went into it wanting retail, and we're getting so much more because they have that huge rock yard and lumber, and so I mean our interns are just getting such a breadth and depth of experience there. And we have more coming soon. I have one huge one that's just their MOU is just not fast enough. And if you're listening, hurry up. So, like I said, the jobs can include custodial, clerical, warehouse, manufacturing, childcare, food service, instructional aid, retail assistant, landscape. What I really focus on is making sure I have as many different industry sectors as possible, so that when my interns go to get a job or go to look for a job, they have experience in whatever type of industry they want to go into. So if they want to work on a production line, hopefully I've given them experience at Omron production line. If they want to go into warehousing or logistics, they've had either experience at PUSD's warehouse, Omron's warehouse, or somebody's warehouse. The fairgrounds is new, and I did not think that, it's later on. Fairgrounds, we're doing event setup, we're doing office work for them, groundskeeping. So, I mean, there's just so many things. So I try to get as many different sectors as possible. I cannot get a grocery store to save my life. I'm just like, I must have a sign on my face so I need your help.
Yes.
I need Janeen. Janeen just has like this magic aura, so I need your help because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I need a grocery store. Yeah, so that's what I try to do for my interns.
Jamie, I think the
Yes.
grocery outlet hires a few,
I got grocery outlet when I was the workability coordinator before Janeen. I got grocery outlet, so maybe I can get grocery stores, but Janeen and I have a deal where we work with each other. We don't compete with each other, but we work with each other. So because I got grocery outlet when I was the workability, I'm not going to go in there and have my interns in there.
I see. They're
So-
more the younger, they're more the
Yes.
younger kids at the grocery
Yeah,
store.
so
level?
we just, yeah,
But Richard has enough work, he would say yes.
we'll talk offline, but thank you for that suggestion. Yes.
Yeah.
So Janine and I work really closely together and really well together, and we like to make sure that, like, she just texted me last week and asked me about a business. She's like, are you in that business? So we just like to make sure that we're not, it makes us look better for the business
Because
as
we
well.
don't want to look like we're pounding,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So this is one of my interns from last year, and she actually works there. This is Crown Trophy. And she works there 2 days a week now. So we love Crown Trophy. This is her working on their invoicing database. And you can see all their little stickers in the back. So that's a super fun picture. A typical day for our interns. So our interns work 4 hours, Monday through Friday. And they get paid. And then they have a work skills class for 1 hour. So our work skills class is amazing. Our teacher she's phenomenal. She is a retired, she doesn't need to be retired, she's not that old, but she's used to be a special ed teacher in Oakland. She has an adult son with disabilities, so she totally gets it. She's amazing. In fact, a lot of our employers see such an improvement in our interns that they jokingly, I don't think they're joking though, say, can I have some of my employees come to our class, because she's teaching the soft skills that we're not really taught.
Yeah.
All those communication skills, I mean, just how to work through things, all those things that, not the hard skills, not, how to put this screw into here, but all those soft skills that nobody teaches us. And so, those are the things she works on. So.
Jamie, did you?
Yes.
I can't remember if you said it before, but I think I've heard you say it, the money, so they make, I don't know, $15-20 an hour, and does that come from the business or the state?
So we're funded through the regional center, so it's actually through the Department of Developmental Services. So they actually pay it, they pay the wages, so the current rate is actually set by PUSD because they're PUSD employees. And then the state DDS pays it through the regional center. So the current rate that they get paid is $16.44 per hour.
Okay. And what does the business have to put into that?
nothing.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yes.
And
It's a
not
good
like-
sales point, when we talk to
And
business.
I'll get to that. It's
Oh, sorry.
on one of my screens, definitely. And the workers' compensation is also covered by the Office of Education through Alameda County.
Right.
And same with mine.
Yes.
So in my workforce investment board days, we had an OJT program that would always require the employer to pay and then they get money back from the agency. So is that the way this works, or is it a straight, so
The employer-
student is on the payroll of
The students are,
Workers-
my adult interns are PUSD employees.
so you guys are taking.
And as are mine.
You're processing the
Yes.
payroll and paying them direct.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, and like that model that you just said, PUSD pays their wages, but our grants pay them back. And
I'm not grant funded.
Oh, you are. I'm sorry. And I forgot to say that my grants come from the Department of Rehabilitation and the California Department of Education.
Yeah, so I'm not grant funded. And so, my, program is funded through the regional center, which is, it's a nonprofit. It's kind of weird, but they're really just kind of set up more as like a funnel because of the Department of Developmental Services. And then I'm also, the Department of Rehabilitation pays my wages and my teacher's wages and part of my job coach's wages. But my intern's wages are paid through the regional center. And then, so the business pays, there's no fiscal responsibility at all. And then we have we always set up a memo of understanding. So some businesses want, require more insurance, or they need to be a certificate holder, they need to be named. So, we'll do that for them. It just depends. The city of Pleasanton, it was like, the red lines that came back were many. And, so I mean, just depends what the business requirement is. We'll do more insurance for if they require it. And so, yeah, there's no
There's
fiscal responsibility.
any business could do it, like the chamber could hire someone, I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
as
Any
an
business,
intern.
any business can do it.
Okay,
Absolutely. So they work 4 hours a day per day, each day, and they have the 1 hour class. We do require that there be a mentor at each job site. The ratio for our job coaches is a 4-to-1 ratio. So the job coaches aren't there all the time. They're there really about 25% of the time. So the mentor at the job site is critical. And it's just like if you and I have a supervisor or a boss. And the mentor is the person that the intern goes to if they have a question or they don't know what to do. So we just started the program. So the first 5 days of the rotation are all hands on deck. We hire extra job coaches. I'm a job coach, not very good at it. I mean, we have everybody. And so we literally, every intern has a job coach. And so, because we need to train them. And the mentor may not even really know what to do. So everybody's hands on deck, trying to get that intern up to speed. And then after the first 5 days, it's like the 25%. The job coaches has 4 interns. So it's a little bit more, okay, mentor, we kind of need you to step in. And you can imagine some mentors are, better than others. Some mentors like need more hand-holding, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, I finally get what I'm doing. And then it was a learning curve for us as well. We were like, okay, well, actually, we need to create a better training program for our mentors. So we've learned a lot we've started this program in 2018. So we've learned a lot over the years of what to do, what not to do. And we're constantly learning.
And can I jump in?
Yes, of course, always.
So students that are in my program, not all of them, but some of them, in a way, graduate to Jamie's program. So if you think about when my students are working and they always have a job coach with them 100% of the time, and they get that experience, then if they apply and get into Jamie's internship program, then the job coach starts to fade away and they take on more responsibility. But for the students that do both, it's really a very natural fluid transition. Yeah.
And even within my program, within that, like, they have 3 rotations in the 10 weeks. Within that 10 weeks, the job coach is barely there at the end of the 10 weeks. Because we want it to mimic a real job.
Yeah.
And so that's, I mean, we're trying to make it as realistic as possible. This is one of our interns at the DoubleTree, and I love this picture because we don't let any intern start this machine the first day they work. This is something that very few interns, this is a machine very few interns actually have ever been able to operate. So it's because the mentor, the actual intern, the job coach, they all have to decide, is this intern ready for this? So we take safety very seriously, the intern's interests, abilities, skills, the business needs. So this intern was ready for it. It is a very powerful machine. So I love this because it shows, this person was ready for it. Yesterday, we had an intern start at the housekeeping. He applied late, so he started late. Yesterday was his first day. And the job coach and the mentor said he was doing things on the first day that some interns haven't done for like a month.
Wow.
And so it just depends. We have people who are so varied. Somebody says, like there's a saying, like you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism.
Yeah.
And so you cannot put anybody into, you just can't compare. So the benefits to the internship business, or mentioned it, it's free, okay? I mean, nothing's free, okay, but there's no fiscal outlay. We pay the wages and the workers' compensation. We assist with the training. Our job coaches work very closely with the business. I work closely with the business. The business needs are gold to us. I will do everything in my power to make sure they're happy. Customer service is so important to me. It's how I like, it's so important. So yeah, so we do everything we can to make sure that the employer is happy, that we're meeting their expectations. You touched on this earlier. The company morale improves when you hire people with disabilities. You cannot believe, and I know you know this, like people, and we get the evaluations at the end, employees love it. Customers love it. It just makes people feel good. And I don't even like really saying that much, but it really does make people feel good. And another thing that it does, I think a lot of people haven't been around a lot of people with disabilities, and it kind of breaks down that fear of the unknown. And they're like, oh my gosh, they're I didn't know. And what was I thinking? Why was I afraid of that? So it does that.
It educates people.
It educates people, yes. So I do love that part of it.
People are afraid of what they don't understand.
Yeah, it's the perception, right? So it just really does wonders for that. And then you get loyal and committed employees. My son, love him. He calls out sick sometimes to go snowboarding. Okay.
No.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell his employer that, but I don't think any of my interns would ever call in sick. They love their job.
And they're proud.
Oh, so proud. They love working. So they're loyal. This is the person who just got offered the job.
Yeah, we love him.
So this person who just got offered the job, and I'm wrong. What I love about this picture, okay, so a lot of employers might say, when we talk about an accommodation at a business, like some employers have said to me, yeah, I'd be willing to hire somebody with a disability, but what if they need an accommodation, or that's expensive? Most, like, I think, like, there's actually a statistic, I think it's like 90% of accommodations cost less than $500. And the accommodation benefits everybody. Okay, so this is a classic example. So see this little yellow template? This is a plaque at Crown Trophy. And it is to be able to put the, I think Jeremy created this little yellow plastic plate template. And it's so that the interns could put the plates on straight. I could use that. I could use that. I definitely could use that. So I think this probably costs a couple cents. So there's just a perfect example of something that anybody could use that didn't cost a lot of money. So that's, and it's been proven time and time again that the accommodations just don't cost that much and they benefit a lot of people. I'll let people look at this. You're gonna send these out to everybody, right? You can send this presentation out because this has just different fun stuff. I just want to show you this one thing. This is something that we had a long time ago and we kind of forgot about it. You know, you do that, like, and then you're like, what are we missing? Oh, that's right. We used to do this. Maybe we should bring that back. And people are like, we love this. So we had like a little incident and last year, and it made us kind of look at some things again. We were like, well, what if we brought back this one thing? And we thought we need people to know who our interns are before they come into the business, kind of get to know our interns before they come in. So we recreated this splash sheet, we call it. It has been such a hit. So we send an email before the intern goes into the business or wherever and say, hey, this is, meet our intern. And a pictures are, everybody loves a picture. And this is where she's worked before. She has a positive attitude. She has computer skills, great interpersonal skills. She's been a volunteer for Relay for Life, Krill, YMCA, Ed Roberts Campus, Shoreline Cleanup. She has college units. But these are also the ways that you can help her succeed, okay? We all have ways that can help us succeed. I wish we do this with our team now. Like this is like, how can I help you, Myrna, succeed? Because we all need these. You can help her succeed with written instructions, with friendly reminders, and demonstrate and model how to do tasks. Okay, so this is something that we sent to, we do it now on a regular basis, and it's just been really, really helpful. Where am I going to get back to my screen here? Thank you. Thank you very much. So I just wanted to show you that it's been really, have you started doing this with people?
No, I haven't. All right,
Here, I think
trying to do it without my glasses.
Yeah, you had it. I could see it. If you can get back to that.
No,
You had it when you zoomed.
did I?
Is right.
Oh.
Yeah, right there.
No. No, that's her. That's the
It's right here, this tab.
Oh,
Right here, this tab.
oh,
Thank you. It's on. So I'm not gonna open up any more links anymore. Because clearly I can't do that. So you can look at these on your own, but we also do what we call employment planning meetings halfway through each rotation. It's where the whole team gets together on Zoom or Google Meets now, because PUSD switched. And it's the RCEB case manager, it's the DOR counselor, it's the parents, it's if they're, don't have parents, it's the support person. And it's our team, it's the intern. The intern leads the meeting. The intern has created the PowerPoint presentation. They lead the meeting. We don't lead it for them because they're adults and this is real life. And it's a time for, and the mentor at the job site is there and they've given a report and the classroom teacher has given a report. The job site, the job coach has given a report. And this is an opportunity for us to say what's going right in the rotation, what can be improved, And how does everybody feel? Like, how does the intern feel that's going? And so it's the halfway point. So there's time to make corrections if there's corrections that need to be made. And it's a really, really great meeting. It's only half an hour. I mail out the reports the day before, so everybody has a chance. We're not like, but it's just a half-hour meeting just to go over everything. And it's really beneficial to the intern and to the work site, because in the end, we're trying to help the business. Otherwise, they wouldn't want us there. This is just a document working with just adults with disabilities, kind of like the helping people understand, like, hey, what can I do to help people? The mentor guide is something that I mentioned earlier. We just wanted to create something to really help people, because we kind of understood that we weren't doing our part to help our mentors be more successful. I gotta show this, don't I?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is
We-
Michael when he was at, this is a minute and a half. Okay.
You're so excited.
Oh, do I need to stop?
It's not gonna be sunny.
Is the sound? Is the sound not coming through?
And then when that plays, you have to go to your Zoom settings to make sure you find the three things.
Well, can we play it and see if it's,
Yeah. That's okay. No, they can't hear.
no,
It should be coming through here. The way it comes through here is by using the Zoom control, so you're on your screen. I go to the Zoom controls.
It's worth.
And then you're gonna be going to,
Hang time.
go to the audience view settings, so unmute, like the go drop down.
Hang
Hang
tight.
tight,
we'll
it'll
be with
be
it.
Did we hear it there? Yes, so now mute your. Now you should be good. Oh. You were, I need.
so what should I be?
Well, you're gonna have to send it to me.
Yeah.
Okay,
You send it.
yes.
Weird house, you know,
Yeah,
it wasn't my good.
she sent it. Oh.
You're on reverb, Janine.
I know, isn't it fun? I think we fixed it.
All right.
Okay, so while he's
That's
getting
better.
that, is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you unshare your screen. So now, here it is. Here we go. Yes, we are screen sharing. There we go.
What is that?
And just real quick, while we're working on the technology side of things, I want to just thank everybody for coming. I have to jump off to another meeting. And so I will leave everyone in James's capable hands, but nice to see everyone on this Wednesday. Thank you.
So I think that was my last slide, actually, one more picture. So yeah, so this picture. This picture is, you know, him, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
Explain. We're back.
Yeah, so this is just a picture of.
Good.
Yeah, this is a picture of another former intern who is working at the district, you know, this person too. And he goes to all the different elementary schools each day and sells pizza. And so if you want to contact me, there's my contact information. And I have brochures here for I think that they're out front there too. And Janeen and I just really, if you have a business that you know of, that would be, you think might be a good business, you can contact us. You know, we just really like to get the word out about, you know, hiring people with disabilities and just education.
We love what
I
we
do.
do.
I
We
do.
love what we do. Okay, stop sharing.
Stop showing.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go. So, like I said before, we certainly can be a resource for you, and standpoint, there's something simple together that we can put together, you know, put either, you know, our Monday updates, one way, like newsletter, and got social media, we certainly have the mixer and things that you already knows about, but I'm also separate from that, so nothing specific to the CTE programming, so jump in, want to keep this connection active. So in a sense, you know, I'll find a way to do my distribution point, but we can find other places to put it. We're also redoing our website, so we're rethinking how we're putting together our resources and what qualifies as a resource. And so this might be a good way to kind of expand on during the school.
Right, right.
And just generally education.
Yeah.
Really good. USD, right?
Yeah, no, and it's easy for a lot of people because but it's just, people just couldn't wrap their head around it, and it was becoming, a roadblock.
For sure.
And so some of the businesses would say, well, I don't hire people under 18. And I said, I understand. I don't work with people. So that's why I really just had to finally put my foot down and say, I'm Pleasanton Adult Education.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, it wasn't a problem.
So Roy said he's a big fan of Janeen and Jamie. Herb,
I'm a big fan of,
the Zoomers are not able to hear the video, but it looks great.
oh, okay.
Well, that's why we changed it over. None of you might have left it. Call. Alcon, thank you. Must leave. Okay, so
Yeah.
good responses.
Yeah.
Again, apologies for not having a greater crowd here for you, but thank you very much for the information, and it's really important information.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely, thank you.
Appreciate it.
And if you have another group that you want us to speak at, we do love to do that too.
Yeah, we've been going to Rotary and
Rotaries,
Lions Club.
Anybody, so if you have a group that you can think of that we haven't talked to, we do love to go to
We enjoy
groups.
Well, you
Yeah.
do a great job with it too. This is really inspiring. I learned so much. I did not know all that you guys